Hello all. It is Mabon season. It is fall equinox. I know I'm a day late. It was a very busy month for me. We're now in Libra season. We just came out of Virgo. Now we're going to Libra. The main chart shows Aries all the way around to Pisces. We are sideways again. Aries all the way around to Pisces. The outer ring shows the chart we're working with. So in this case, my chart, of which I have in the house of Libra, we have Taurus. Taurus is down here technically, but in this case, because my rising sign is Scorpio, it's in the first house. So we have Libra or Taurus here in 7th house of Libra. What does Libra work? What does Libra do? Libra is its balance. It's the scales of justice. You see that in the Justice card in the major arcana of Tarot. And this is cause and reaction. It's not just relationships, but obviously relationships have that, right? Libra actually does rule relationship dynamics, because if Aries is us, the rising sign, what people see of us is our first house. For me, fixed water, Scorpio. Ruled by both Pluto and Mars, this is the house of Aries, right? So this is still very passionate, very active, intense, even though it's fixed water, ice. There's still intensity behind that. It's just more stubborn. And you can definitely see that with my fixed earth, is I'm a stubborn person in my choices, my balances. So Libra is that mirror, ruled by Venus, which the symbol for Venus is a hand mirror, essentially. So what's being reflected back at us through others, right? Now that we've reached the upper half of the chart, I keep making this the wrong way. The upper half of the chart, this is no longer about us. Us was here on the bottom, from Aries to Virgo. In a way, it's all about us here, right? Rising sign to body sense. Taurus is the sensories. Gemini, communication. How we communicate, right? How we think. Cancer, how we feel. What are our emotions? Leo. Well, this is our rising identity, our spark of consciousness. We went through all these. Who are we now? Now that we understand a little bit more, what does that make us? And how do we structure and routine that and rid ourselves of that which isn't helping us? How does that reflect? How do others reflect that? What do we see of them? And so it's relationship and cause and effect, right? On the physical body level, Libra rules the kidneys. Aries rules the adrenals, which sit right on top. So there's your Mars, Venus, Aries, and the Libra dynamic there. Also rules the ovaries, much like Gemini rules the pears and shoulders here up here. Libra, being another air sign, oddly enough, rules the pears further in. The ovaries, the kidneys. I did put pancreas on here because I've seen that either be Virgo or Libra. So, and then veins, right? The veins in our skin, in our blood. Mars rules the blood. Aries rules the blood as a whole. Leo is cardiovascular. So, okay, Leo is like the heart, that, but Aries is like the blood itself. If that makes sense. And with Venus, right? that makes sense. Just the name itself. Sorry if you can't hear me. There's work going on. Like I said, we see the Justice card, and what other plant has received more issues in the justice system than cannabis? Yeah, you could say mushrooms, but in this case, cannabis is the plant. Talking about the war on drugs, that's a useless war. That is a stupid war. Wars in general are stupid, but to the powers that be having an attack on how we consume a plant to help us, but be okay with drinking, by the way. Alcohol, most alcohol comes from a type of plant. We have agave, we have potatoes, the fuck, just because it's fermented. They both inebriate you. Some have different effects than other people. It is what it is. So the fact that we have such inequality especially in 2025 is just mind-blowing. It's not shocking, it's mind-blowing, because the powers that be want this. They want us to fight each other versus fighting them. We see this recently with Disney, right? Release those Epstein files. But, the justice between Disney and Jimmy Kimmel, right? ABC, all that bullshit. I unsubscribed to my Disney Plus. I'm upset because that means I also can't see Ruby on Hulu. So, thankfully, and help their viewings, because I want Ruby Volume 10, damn it. But I bought all the Blu-rays, so I don't feel as bad. I just wanted to help get that viewership up so we can show that we give a fuck, right? However, I will not bow to fascism. I will not bow to authority. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Tyranny. I've been a rebel my whole fucking life. Ask my mother. And so this is a huge justice we're seeing. Don't resubscribe just because they, caved and learned. But do watch Jimmy Kimmel as much as possible. If we don't allow that truth to come out, if we allow the propaganda to be coming at us, we're gonna fall on that sword, right? When we don't honor the truth, it really just boils down to that. I really can't think anything deeper. We lose it. We lose that justice. Sorry, it's getting to a point my brain is done. I've done this 3 times. And so we need to fight back. We need to show the powers that be that they are not all that we the people have the power. And that's justice, that's equality, that's fairness. This isn't pie, right? This isn't a fucking pizza pie that not everybody gets the same slice. It's very simple. And the only thing stopping it are those who don't want it. And those who feed the lies to others to get them on their side. I can hear it now. Well, this, that, and the other. Both-sidism is not justice, right? Playing the devil's advocate is not true justice. That's recognizing that there is a polar opposite. This is a spectrum. It's not black and white. more people are finally waking up to that. And that's huge. And just like going from Virgo to Libra, we are shifting from one season to another, right? And don't know if it's a bee or a lanternfly. Bees I will handle, no problem. That's my train of thought. Just like we're shifting from one season to another, in the world we're shifting. It's obvious how much is going to be changed. And unfortunately, as much as I would love peace, I'm not naive. I know that violence is, unfortunately, right now the only way to solve it, because complacency will not. And this isn't talking about violence in murdering, stabbing, all that bullshit, especially with the whole recent killing of Kirk. At the same time, we can neither be shocked nor surprised at justice happening, right? When you're spewing all these dairy has effectively hit me now. When you're spewing all these bigoted, racist, anti-inclusive things, how can you truly be shocked when that kind of reaction happens? You should be shocked that it's coming from your own side, perhaps. That is a wild one. But the fact that you get what you got, you give what you gave, you know, it's, to put it in a less bloody way, if you're going to assault someone to their face, call them all sorts of things, how do you expect to not get punched, slapped, whatever in the face right back? You can have that expectation, but the reality is that the other person has the right to respond, right? Now, the level of response, that is another complicated, convoluted, deep dive, and I just am not getting into that right now. But, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? If you're going to get insulted, or if you're going to insult somebody, kind of be prepared for a reactive response, right? Because it's getting loud, I'm going to shut this down early, but hopefully you got something out of this. And happy Mabon season.